Good morning to all of you students. Today is our sixth lecture. In this particular lecture, we will discuss about the activities. Till now, we have just listened the various activities. Like we have in very first lecture or second lecture, we used if statement or if activity, switch activity, delay activity, assign activity, all such types of activities. Till now, we are familiar with them. Today, we will study about those activities in detail. Okay. In previous lecture, if you have any doubts, if you want to ask something, you can ask. Otherwise, we will start the next topic, that is activities. Okay. Okay, let's start. These are the various activities. For example, our first activity is message box. Second is input dialog. Third one is type into. Fourth one is click activity. Fifth one is send hotkey. Next is write line. Next is read text file. Next is write text file. And finally, types of buttons. These all are the activities that we will use these activities in our workflow. Okay. First of all, we will discuss it one by one. First of all, I'm going to tell you message box. For example, you have already studied C++ in first class or in first lab. When you went to your laboratory or in labs, your teacher or your instructor will ask you to simply write your name. Okay, you simply, if you are using the C or C++ or Java, you simply write, for example, printf. My name is Tarun Sharma. Printf. Studies in Galgotias University or teach in Galgotias University, or a faculty, Tarun Sharma is a faculty in Galgotias University. It's a kind of message. Okay, you simply tell your name, that will also a kind of message. If you want to use that particular message, if you want to write that particular message, the activity that you will use will be the message box. As I am telling you, in C++ or in C you use printf statement. In C++ you use cin and cout statement. In Java you use printf system.out.println. In the same way, here is the message box. The name of the activity will be message box activity. You simply find this message box activity into the activity panel. Simply drag that activity from the panel to the work area where it is required. If, for example, you simply write a process where you just simply mention your name, my name is Tarun Sharma, no need to take any activity. Simply open your UiPath Studio, go to the activity panel, write the message box onto the search bar. Activity will be displayed over there. Simply drag and drop that activity from activity panel to the work area. That's it. And double click over there. Again you will find a particular box where you can write any message. After, when you click F5, that particular message will be displayed onto the you can say that your console or your screen output as an output. Okay, I think now you all are familiar with what we are going to discuss in this particular lecture. In the same way, input dialog. What is input dialog? You simply write, for example, input dialog is, remember again, your teacher or your instructor ask you to write a program for the addition of two numbers. You simply write printf, enter the first number, enter the second number. So that is what, that will be the input dialog. What is the input? How you can take the input? You simply write enter the first number, enter your name. Okay, that is what the input dialog. The process is same as that of we have already discussed in the previous activity, that is known as message box. Simply write the input dialogs into the search bar, take that particular input dialog from the activity panel to the work area. Okay, next is type into activity. What you want to type, you simply use the type into activity. In the same way, click. For example, there is a button. You can familiar with. For example, you simply click a particular. For example, after filling the credentials in Google page, or you can say that while you are logging your Gmail account, there will be your username and your password, and below that is the login button. What is login? That particular activity is what? The click activity. You simply click on that particular login. While you are going to log out, you simply click on that particular logout button or the sign out button. That is what the click activity is. If you want to implement, if you want to apply the click activity in any of your buttons or any of that particular thing that you are going to click, you simply use, or you simply follow the same process. Simply write the click into the search button and drag and drop onto the work area. Send hotkeys. What are the hotkeys? For example, Alt F4. You want to control a particular. You can say that a window is to be opened. Yeah, any kind of document is to be opened. You simply use Alt F4. Alt Enter. Okay. You simply use Control plus Shift. Control plus, for example, Control plus S. Okay, these are the activities. Control plus S is the shortcut for what? To save the document. So these all are the send hotkeys. Okay, and you can also find these hotkeys into the activity panel. Next is write line. Write line, you all are familiar with the write line activity, because in previous images I have already mentioned the write line, read line activities. Write line activities means you simply write anything anywhere into your process. You simply write the write line activity. Okay, you can copy a particular data from one place and paste the data into the another place. You can use the write line. Next is read text file. If you want to read a particular text file, you can use the read text file activity. Likewise of write text file activity. You can read the text file from a particular file. Okay, and wants to paste, you will use the write text file activity. And finally, there will be the types of button. These are the activities that we are going to discuss in this particular lecture. Okay. Next one is, this is activity panel. I have already told you so many times. This is what the activity panel. This is not the complete, you can say that UiPath Studio. I have already taken this particular snapshot of the activity panel. Browser means this I have written over here. Browser, browser is written by us, written by me. You simply click on this particular X button, close button. After that, you can write anything over here. As and when I write the browser over here, it will open the browsers. Attach browser, close tab, close, go back, go what. This is what the attach browser is. We are concerned with this particular browser. In browser, this will be the attach browser. Okay, any kind of activities. I am telling you, you simply write over here send hotkeys. Send hotkeys option is here. You simply click, drag and drop that particular activity into the, you can say that, work area. Okay, what is activity in UiPath Studio? An activity represents the unit of an action. What kind of action you are going to perform in your workflow or in your process, UiPath Studio's activity represent that particular thing. Each activity performs some action. When these activity combines together, it becomes a process. Okay. Next, every activity resides on the activities panel. This is not new for us. We have already, I have already told you this thing so many times. Each and every activity will resides on the activity panel of the main designer panel. Okay, you can search for a particular activity and use it in your project. For example, when we search for browser, the same thing that I have written over here is to be displayed over here. When we search for browser, all the browser's activity will appear in the activity panel. This is the browser. Now you are searching for browser, all the browser's activity will open here into the activity panel as shown in the snapshot. Okay, if you have any doubt, if you have any problem, you can ask. Otherwise, we will proceed. Okay, this is what the activity is. Next, using activity with workflow. How we can use activities with our workflow. I have already told you so many times what kind of activity you are going to implement, you are going to apply on your workflow. You first of all, you simply search your activity into the activity panel, simply drag that activity into your flowchart, into your sequence, into your state diagram, or you can say that drag that particular activity into your work area. That's it. The point is search the activity panel, search bar, drag and drop the flowchart activity inside the designer panel. This point I have told you so many times. Flowcharts appear in the designer panel and we will have a given start node. I have already shown you start node. Start node, you can find the start node only in flowchart or only flowchart. You can find the start node in flowchart as well as in state machine. Okay, but there is no start node in your sequence. The start node specify where the execution begins. Okay, any activities can be inside the flowchart. For the sake of simplicity, let us just write a write line activity. We have already discussed in previous slides write line activity. Okay, so you simply first of all find the write line activity into the activity panel. How you can find that activity into the activity panel? You simply write the name of the activity onto the search bar and then click the enter. Whatsoever the activity is, each and every activity related with that particular activity is visualized onto the activity panel. Okay, connect this write line activity with the start node by right clicking onto the write line activity and select set as start node. This is what if you are using the flowchart. In that flowchart, you simply use flowchart first. After flowchart, for example, you simply take write line activity. Drag that write line activity into the work area. Now, that start node, by right clicking onto the write line activity, that is to be set as the start node. You simply provide the connection from the start that is present in the flowchart that we have discussed. Okay, using activity with workflows. This is what using activity with workflow. I am trying to understood you this thing. This is the start button. Okay, and you drag this write line activity from the activity panel, and this particular start is automatically connected with this one. It is to be automatically connected. No need to this. Okay, now you will connect this one to that one. Okay, we have made a smaller module and now it is the time to extract it as a workflow. Right click on the main designer panel and choose extract as workflow. It is to be already shown in this particular figure. You simply right click on to your main designer panel, or you can say that work area. While you will press the right key into the work area, there will be the option of this extract as workflow. Okay, you will click over there. Next, a window will pop up asking for the name. Okay, give it a meaningful name and click on create. You will give the name like test. You can put your own name over here and then click create. This is the create button. Okay, and this will be the name of your workflow. Now what will be the name of your workflow is test workflow. And what you have written in this particular workflow, you simply use a flowchart. Okay, and write line activity, and in write line activity you simply write hello. While you are pressing the F5 button, hello will be printed onto the console. This is what your you can say that your test activity, or you can say that your workflow name is test. This is all about how you the activities using into the workflow. Next, this is the same thing. Okay, inside the workflow, you double click over here. Okay, so we have just used activities and extract them in a workflow. If you check the main designer panel, it looks like this particular screenshot. It automatically generates the invoke test workflow. It is to be written over here, invoke test workflow activity. Now when you run this program, it will invoke the workflow that we have extracted. Click onto the invoke test workflow. Okay, invoke test workflow. When you will double click over here, what you have written in that test file, you simply write hello. So hello is to be printed onto your console. This is the same thing. It automatically generates the invoke test workflow. Invoke test workflow is an activity. Again, I am telling you this activity, you can find it into the activity panel. Simply drag and drop over here. When you will double click over here, you have already extracted the test workflow. While you will click on the invoke test workflow activity to see which overflow it is going to invoke and where it is to be generated. Okay, this is all about the using activities with workflows. Next, what flowcharts are and when to use them. What flowcharts are and when to use them. I have already shown you the same figure or the same slides in the previous lecture. Okay, where we use the concept of process and flowchart. This is the exactly same slides, and the material is also same that I have written over here. A flowchart is generally used for complex business process, is provide decision making facility and can be used for both small and large project. If you can recall, we have already discussed this one. When flowcharts are and when to use them. What flowcharts are? What flowcharts are? It is to be used for the small as well as the large projects. Or you can say that for a complex business process, you can generally use the flowchart, and when to use for small and large project. And this is all about the template of your flowchart. Okay. You can use many activities like assign activity. Input dialog. This is decision box, whether the condition is true or false. Input dialog means enter a number. You simply enter a number. Now the decision means here you will provide the condition, whether the number is greater than 10 or not. If the number is greater than 10, then true. Message box will be number is greater than 10. If false, again there will be the decision. Number is less than 10 or not. Again, if it is true, then assign too big dot try again. This is just the string message. So you can use such types of flowcharts. What flowcharts are? Now you are familiar with what are flowcharts, and also familiar with when to use flowcharts. Again, I am telling you, for simple and small projects, you can choose the sequence as a workflow. If the project is bit complex, okay, you can use the flowchart. Or for as well as small as well as large, you can use the flowchart. And state machine is used, you can say that it will use the UiPath framework. Okay, complete framework. That is what the any kind of automations in industries, even in industries, they will use the UiPath framework. Okay, this is the, you can say that ABCD of this UiPath or the RPA. What was that? That is sequence and flowchart. For a simply, you can say that at a moderate level, if your problem is not so complex, you can use flowchart. If your problem is complex, if for example you are using it for a very large organization or at a very large scale, you will definitely use the, you can say that, state machine. Otherwise, you can opt sequence or the flowchart. I have already told you what is flowchart and when to use them. References, textbook, reference books and additional online materials you can use, you can learn, and have any problem you can discuss it with me. So I am concluding my lecture over here. Today's in this lecture we have just discussed about the various activities. Now it's the task for you people. You have already installed the UiPath Studio in your system. You simply use, first of all, you simply open the UiPath Studio, create the new process, and in that new process, there for the time being there is no process. There is, you can say that no particular question or a situation is to be solved or is to be created. For the time being, you simply test what is message box, how it will work. Okay, simply take the sequence or simply take the flowchart, and in that particular sequence or the flowchart, you can simply drag and drop all these activities and try to find out what they are doing. This is the only task you can do for this particular lecture. Okay, this is all about from my side in this lecture. Thank you so much.